I'm now going to define what I mean when I'm talking about big box, boutique and budget. So for me, in the purposes of this presentation, a big box operator is probably what we think of as a traditional health and fitness operator. They can be full service, which means they offer towels and additional services as part of the membership. They don't have to offer that, but they usually do. They usually base their membership practice around an annual membership or months of membership. They usually have multiple training spaces, a gym floor that includes a cardiovascular area, a resistance machine area, a free weights area, a functional area. They'll usually also have, additionally to that, studios for Group X or studios for PT. They have everything in one facility. There are the mid-market or the big branded chains. So the companies' names that you would recognise as being the leaders often in your market. I describe these branded chains in two ways. One, they are a destination. A destination is a club that people go to, work out, and then stay in after they've finished working out. To either meet with their friends, drink coffee, have a meal, or just sit and relax. Here in the United States, the easiest model to describe that would be a country club. That would be a destination. You go and spend hours there, not minutes. A utility is a club you go into, you work out and you leave. These are often in the central business districts, where people have their lunch hour and with a place to go and work out. So they go in, they work out, they leave. And for some of you, there is nowhere for them to stay and hang around. They may be able to buy a juice or a coffee and leave, but there's no restaurant, there's no sofas, there's no social area. And people will use clubs or choose clubs based on their need. Do they need a utility or a destination? Some members use destination clubs still as a utility, but that's only a small percentage. So this is what I mean when I'm talking about big box. So images of the big box. Virgin Active. I'm not going to pronounce it because I keep getting it wrong. So, how would I say this? Compañía Atlética. Close enough? Compañía Atlética. I also call it Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo. So you'd recognise this as being a big box. Equinox here in the United States. These are big clubs with big spaces and lots of equipment. The budget clubs in this study I'm defining as usually being low cost, high volume. And in the UK, low cost usually means under £20 or $20 per month. So I know in the Australian market, it would be much greater than that in dollars. But in the UK market, the price of a fitness membership now can be as low as £7 a month. Because we've reached saturation with lots of our clubs. We have lots of clubs, so prices coming down and down and down. But it's usually around £15 to £20 per month. Now, if you're in a market where you're currently getting a lot more than that, as your market matures, that amount you're currently getting will come down because there'll be more competition and people will fight you on price. The type of membership that's sold is usually sold as a monthly membership, month by month by month by month. Generally, they've always been gym only, although some people are playing around with that model. They've usually been a big warehouse type space, an old building, anywhere where there's lots of floor space where you can put a lot of equipment in relatively inexpensively. So they use non-traditional locations. They use a lot of digital or internet processing to run their business. So this business that I work with in the UK is called the Gym Group. They have sold more than 1 million memberships online since they started. So no salespeople, online joining. So the processes are often done digitally. Yeah? Access control is digital through a keypad. You type in a number, you go through a turnstile, you're in. You type in a number to get out as well. Very low staff, lots of equipment, big spaces, and they offer what I refer to as a one-size-fits-all. This is it, that is it. Use it as you will, within reason. But the traditional style of the budget is evolving. So traditionally, they've looked like this, and this, and this. This is McFit in Germany, which in some ways is not too dissimilar to the big box clubs in terms of the amount of equipment and sometimes the space. But I want to show you some of the evolutions of the budget offering, because this has already evolved in the last 8 years. So these are also budget clubs. This is the new style McFit in Germany. This is Blink in Manhattan, which is also part of the company that own Equinox. This is Lifestyle Fitness in the UK. This is their studio. These all cost less than $20 per month. And they're competing with the big box operators who are charging from £50 to £100 per month. These have very low staffing costs because they don't have any staff, or very few staff. They're not promising service here. They're saying we will deliver a product, and our relationship with you is what I would refer to as transactional. We have a transactional relationship. It's just about money for product. Whereas the big box operators have traditionally tried to do a relationship model. Become a member, join our family, become part of our club. And some have done that well, and some of them have done it really badly. In fact, some of them are budget operators that charge big box prices. Then you have the new, well, not so new now, but the boutique offering. And the challenge for me in this presentation was defining what is boutique. When is it boutique and when is it a studio? So for me, in this project we did here, a boutique is when an operator has their own branded workout that's delivered through their business. So I'm going to show you some. So SoulCycle would probably argue here in the US, while their product is a group cycling program, the way they deliver it is unique to SoulCycle. And you can't do SoulCycle in Equinox, in Crunch, anywhere else. It's only a product you can access in their business. Often the locations seem to be shops and basements. Now that does vary from country to country depending on price of per square metre or the available, just the available space. I went to a wonderful, is there anyone here from Latvia? Okay, it's worth a try. It's worth a try. I went to a fabulous TRX studio in Latvia, run by this guy called Ralph. It's not the most beautiful to look at, but actually the way they delivered their training using TRX was quite unique. It was on the top floor of an office block, so their views over Riga were stunning. And the access was up a staircase. So in fact, nearly all the members who came in, all the users of their facility, it was almost like this secret club, because you walked up to a door that looked like a fire escape to the building, You went up the staircase and then you walked into this space that was decorated and was ready for TRX, and it had lovely views. So boutiques are often, again, not in traditional fitness environments, but often shops and basements. The major difference in the way that they trade as a business is they do pay as you go. You pay for the class when you turn up for the class, or you can book in advance. But no longer do you have to pay for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. You can book as little as one class, and often packages of 5, 10, 15, 20 classes. My understanding, and it may have changed just recently, but if you go to SoulCycle, which is, there's one here in downtown LA, I think it's on 9th and Olive, for $4,500, you have unlimited access for a year to do a group exercise session on a bike. Woo! But some people are buying that package. Not many, but some are. What you'll also notice for me in a boutique is there's often a high level of finish in the actual facility. There's a lot of use of retail design to make the receptions and the buildings look nice. Now, some are deliberately scruffy or untidy as part of their boutique model, but very many of them have a very nice design or finish. So this is Cycle in London, and they've taken over a shop and the basement. And in fact, walking past, you might think that it's either a clothing shop for cyclists, or they have the bicycles hidden somewhere out the back. But it's an indoor studio. And like many of the indoor studios for cycling, lots of bikes, very closely packed together, a very exciting lighting system so they can change the feel of the room, and a very, very powerful sound system. Now, this is in Manhattan. This is called Wonder Bar, and it's a Pilates studio. I don't think this is a boutique. I think this is a Pilates studio in a shop. Because this is the picture from the outside, and that's the picture through the door. Because they were shut when I went there. And it is Pilates reformers. They've coloured them so that it matches with their branding. But all they do there is a Pilates workout. And they use the traditional Pilates themes to deliver that workout. So for me, for two reasons this isn't boutique. One, well, the finish is nice, but it's not really high-end. But secondly, this is a product or service any of you could be delivering. It is not a unique delivery. So I have challenges with boutique, even with yoga. Because yoga's been around for 4,000 years. So often for me, yoga studios, high-end yoga studios, are nice studios, but they're not boutique unless they're doing yoga in a different way than everybody else does yoga. Here's Pop Physique in Baltimore. It's another example of a shop converted into a studio. My understanding is that Pop Physique originated here in Southern California. And I think they have 26 facilities here, 1 in Baltimore. The only reason they chose Baltimore? The person running this one is related to the people who owns them here. No other reasons. But this literally is a shop. You go through the doors, you've got a counter that they've created, a partition made of display cabinets. On the other side of those display cabinets is a dance studio. It's literally just polished wooden floors, mirrors down one side, and bars like you would see a ballet bar to hold on to. Hey, do you like that? You like that, don't you? I'll do it again. I shouldn't rise, should I? I should be like... It opens for 2 hours before work. then it closes. It opens for 2 hours at lunchtime to run 2 classes, then it closes. It opens for 3 hours in the evening to deliver 3 classes, and then it closes. So it only opens when there are likely to be people there to want to use the facility. One person stands on reception, one person teaches the class. Once the class is finished, everybody leaves, they lock the shop up, and they go about their business until they come back and do it again. And I'm seeing, in different places around the world, lots and lots of these types of studios growing very quickly, because this doesn't cost very much to build. And in fact, once the market has shifted or gone, you can move out of this very quickly without actually costing you very much money. So we've got, I was unable to take pictures inside, but Body Rock in Beijing, it's a functional boutique, and it is a boutique, because they have their own unique way of training people.